So this episode of World's Finest Assassin, we were introduced to Maha. Now, Maha is the girl with the blue hair with the little pendant in her hair that we were introduced to early on in the season during the first episode where Lou's conducting an assassination, kind of like the opening scene of the anime, and she's his right hand at that point, directing him who to shoot and all those things. So I like how it finally came full circle and we got introduced to her. Now, what I will say kind of like right off the bat is that this episode was very, very, very difficult to watch. And it wasn't from like, oh my God, disgusting, or I can't believe they did this or did that. It's just by the nature of really good anime writing. But it was definitely a hard episode to watch just because it was very real, right? You had these group of girls, right? So okay, so first off, the episode was called Residence of Girls, and I didn't know where it was going. I thought Lou was about to move in with a merchant guild full of ladies, but that definitely wasn't the case. So it was called Residence of Girls, and it's surrounding these five girls, five or maybe six, but like around five girls, and they were in the city that Lou went to, and what they were doing is they were conducting tourism, like tourism guides and things like that, to try and make money because they were legitly just orphans on the street, but they kind of band together. And with the direction of Maha, who has been previously a previous daughter of a merchant, a high-ranking merchant, obviously he died or whatever, but she came up with the idea to then begin doing tour guides. And what they do is they make tour fees by showing people around, where they could go drink, where they could go purchase stuff, all this stuff. And they were able to swap the different girls that were using the tour guides. And at some point, they end up getting kidnapped as a group. They end up getting caught up by these group of men who apparently the lord of this town gives benefits or gives payments to people who take in children who are orphaned and who don't have home. So this one guy he calls himself a director, big fat piece of crap. He takes all the girls, he steals all the girls to get their finder's fee or whatever it is, and they're put over the they're put over the directorness, or not directorness, but they're basically the caretakers of these girls now. And they put them to work, and they basically wait till they get aged up. And one of the girls is a little bit older, maybe 12, maybe 13. And they begin pimping out these girls. They start off with the older one, and then they move on to the younger ones. And it was just very difficult to watch just because of the fact that these were like little girls, like 11, 12, 13, 14 years old at the very most. And they are doing these disgusting things. And in part of me is glad that the anime is willing to go there, and they didn't show anything. It was all just like making you guess, right? Like it's all perceived. It's all like you could easily put two and two together. Like none of it, like it's not a mystery whatsoever. The most thing that they showed to us was the girls being washed. Which they take the girls out and they put them in a well, and they wash them on wash buckets. Like they treat these girls so bad. And prior to the pimpage, right, they have these girls working like in like a factory kind of thing, like doing, I don't know, sewing and putting together certain things. And I mean, they're hitting them in the faces, they're kicking them, they're putting socks in their mouth. Like they're just like, the abuse is on like another level, and it was just hard to watch. But like I said, part of me is glad that the anime is willing to go there. The other part of me is a lot of it could have just been implied, but it doesn't make as much of an impact on you as a viewer to really emphasize what kind of piece of crap these people are without kind of showing it. So from that angle, I definitely get it. It was just definitely like there was moments that I was like, yeah, this is hard to watch, and I really enjoyed the episode, but it was really difficult to watch. Outside of that, though, eventually we get to a point to where all the girls have been, pimped out. I guess there's not really another way to say it, right? They've all been pimped out, and then Maha's finally like the last one to have a turn because she's coming of age. And the director guy was talking about how he's going to do that and then take her for himself, or however long time because he's run through all the other girls. It's just so disgusting. But he's ran through all the other girls already, and she's kind of the last one. And she contemplates, destroying her face with like a weapon. She wants to like just cut her. She's not able to go through with it. And at some point, she goes to go serve them, serve them tea or whatever it is. And she overhears them talking about how she's now 12 years old and she's now finally at the age to where they can send her out in the world and make money off of her, like they've been doing with the other girls. And he talks about how he's going to have his way with her for the next month or whatever. And it's just, she freaks out at that, and then she goes to, potentially destroy her face. But right before she's able to pull the trigger on that, Lugh finally, the whole episode, I was like, Lugh, where the F you at? Lugh finally comes into play. And it's been a 2-year time skip now since these girls originally got taken in. She was 10, now she's 12, right? Or 12, yeah, roughly 12. And I'm guessing that Lugh's also been in this city now for the past 2 years. I'm assuming that when they got stolen and when he arrived, or they those times collided. And he comes into play finally. I'm like, okay, well, how's he coming into play? Well, he ends up coming to this place as a merchant representative to buy somebody to be his right hand. He obviously chooses Maha for a couple of reasons. One, because of her look, but then two, because he could notice that she does have mana, which is what he's looking for. And he ends up, deciding to take her. And the director guy asks him to wait 3 days because he wants to make money off of her, and then he wants to have her for himself. And thankfully, she looked like she wanted it. She cried out with her eyes to Lugh. And fast forward, she's being taken out to her first money-making scenario. And she uses mana to run away, and she almost gets caught up. And as she's about to get caught up, Lugh comes in and saves her and says, I told you guys she's my family, now don't you dare. And not only does he ruin these guys, he breaks their arms and stuff, but he ruins these guys. He makes them be punished by the law. He also is able to ruin the Viscount as well, because the Viscount's been operating in this scheme and taking these girls and stuff. So he's able to take them down, and then he's able to take her. And she was like, "You're my prince." So he has now solidified himself, whether he was intended to do that or everything just kind of fell into place. But she has now basically sworn herself to him for saving her from this situation and saving her friends, because he healed that girl's face, that she had ruined her face. I don't know what's going to happen with the other girls, but he has now officially saved her. And I was so happy that Maha was able to get out of that situation, because you're rooting for her the whole entire time. And I'm interested to see what comes next for Lugh and Maha. And I really like her quite a bit, too. She's very, very cute, and she has a very good head on her shoulders. And she's going to be a very good dependent of his, especially with her merchant knowledge that she does have from her prior history with her dad and stuff. So overall, this episode was really good. It was just really difficult to watch, but it was really good, and I'm excited for what comes next for Maha and Lugh, and Maha especially. I just want, she needs the good life. Take care of her, Lugh. That's your baby girl now. Take care of her. But overall, really good episode. Really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. Let me know what all your thoughts were of this episode. Let me know if it was difficult for you to watch too. And let's just talk about it in the comments. If you guys missed our reaction to this video, go ahead and check out this video right over here. If you guys missed our reaction to this episode, check out this video right over here. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 7 of The World's Finest Assassin. Peace out, my friends.